excuse me, on my website, it kind of explains like this is the but maybe everybody go there thinking they're gonna get everything for free. So when you break off the countries into their these states into
have
their
to say, and maybe we can start getting some names together. Maybe we get some signatures together and living with people with the same ideologies. And there's nothing. Be honest. Now it was a party at one time. All right. Hey, everybody. Excuse me. It's the Chooch. The Chooch once again. We're shooting a little podcast here from PA. It's 7/9, July 9th. I hope everybody had a good weekend, a holiday weekend, and whatever. So once we're back once again. If you know a little bit about me or seen some of my podcasts or anything I've been uh, writing on Facebook or anything like that, you know a little bit about me. That's cool. I know a couple people been looking into me and watching a couple things. They've been checking out my blogs on my website. So if you haven't know who I am, which probably most people in the world don't, I'm the Chooch. I'm Johnny the Chooch, and I started a website a while back. I was I guess you just get frustrated with the country, mainly the world, but the country. And America is completely out of control politically and a lot of different other ways. And so I'm just a regular guy, probably one of the dumbest guys you'll ever meet. Don't have a lot of money, regular guy. But unfortunately, it looks like regular guys can't count on smart people. We call them the smart dumb people. People with degrees and education. Don't know how to run people's lives. We used to count on those people to do that because they are put themselves on pedestals, and like people that didn't have as much money or education put people like that were a little bit smarter on a pedestal, and we accepted that they would pretty much run things, but they basically ran everything into the ground. So the main part of my website is solutions. The Chooch comes up with solutions to things to try to fix what we have problems with in the country. So what I did is came up with a website. It's called uuamericans.com. And it's just a breakdown of my thoughts and the solution to our problem. One solution, because I have another solution now. So believe it or not. Let's start with this one. The one solution is to use Article 5 of the Constitution, which the Constitution is really just a rag right now. It's not helping anybody out. Really was a great mentor for a while, but on our 250th anniversary of the country, I think it needs to be put in a museum along with Washington, D.C. So it's about using Article 5 of the Constitution, where you just get 3/4 of the votes of the governors of this country. There's 50 governors, of course, because there's 50 states. And if you get 34 governors to agree to something on a vote, you can change and amend the Constitution however you want without the Senate or the Congress or the president to interfere. Okay. So my thing is let's, we're so divided. There's no way out of this. We're so dug in a hole. We're so deep in this hole, bottom of the well, that instead of fighting each other in the streets or having a civil war or something of that nature, apocalyptic sort of scenario, why don't we do what a lot of the other continents have done, or have countries, separate countries on their continents, which is like Europe, Africa, South America, Asia, Russia, the Soviet Union broke up. So we need to do that. The empires break up all throughout history, and America, it was an empire, and the empire needs to be split up. It's over. There's too many kings, narcissists, delinquents, users, fraudsters. We've maxed out the scumbags running the country and taking everybody's working people's money so they can steal it. Basically, stealing your money. So if we can get the governors to come up with this article, we can allow states to break off and be their own countries, such as Texas. I always have on my website, Texas always wanted to be a Lone Star state. We can start doing that. You won't be under the umbrella of a federal government, the Constitution of the state. You can have your own rules, your own bylaws, policies. You can run it however you want, right? And I think that's what we need to do. So that's my website. Go to that, uuamericans.com. And, you read through it. It's more or less like a partition. If you can leave an email or you think I'm correct. Or even if you just think that it's time to reconstruct America. I mean, you can maybe have your own ideas, but I think this one's probably one of the better ideas. So you go to that, check it out. In the meantime, kind of promoting it through these websites. Through a producer named Sarah. She produces the thexlhub.com. It's like a network. It is a network, not like a network where there's a bunch of shows on it. And her shows are on it. She produces some shows, and she was nice enough to put this show on it, kind of promote, so I can promote my website. That's thexlhub.com. And go there and you can check out the shows. I believe you go to the top, it says like more, and it then comes down, it's like shows, and then you scroll down. So you'll get it. She also has at the XL Network. I give you that's her social platforms and things of that nature, where you can see her social and things that she does socially, again, on her platforms and things of that nature. So you can check that out. I am on Facebook. You can go to UU Americans. You can see my podcasts on there too, and some of my write-ups and things that I do. So just another way to promote what's going on. I really feel strongly about this. This isn't really a joke. I don't make any money. I haven't looked for sponsors or anything. I hope Sarah gets it for her network. Of course, we want her to, but I'm just kind of freewheeling this and just kind of speaking my mind. I think that the government of America, the American government, is the biggest piece of crap scumbags on the face of the planet. This country's turned into a plantation, and I'm one of the slaves on this plantation. Working class people are the slaves now. I don't care what you tell me. Taking 35, 30%, 40, 50% of your money and giving it away. Okay, the only reason I watch the news, talk about them for a second, the media, is just to see how bad everything is. Just to see how bad everything is. And it's bad. The fraud, the scheming, the one-party system. We don't have a two-party system. There's a one-party system. They're all on board with everybody from the top all the way to the bottom. Each and every one of them is a scumbag. And as I say, take a long walk off a short plank. This needs to be done. This needs to be finished, and it needs to be only way we're going to do it is by people like myself, working people that just want to live a reasonable life, humble life, and I'm going to say sort of normal. I mean, everybody has different definitions of normal, but normal is normal. I'll leave it at that. I'm like, how about a traditional way of life? So the only way we can get through, have this changed, is to have something drastic happen. And it can happen. This is a reality. I mean, states have been wanting to break away for years and years and years, and they wanted to be on their own. The only problem is where some problems might be with some states is because there's federal money involved and they don't want to give that up. And unfortunately, they hate people like me and us and people that work hard and believe in God and things of that nature. And but they want your money. So this is a tough call, but we can do this. We really can. Go to the website, start petitioning. Let me hear what you have to say. So okay, so we know about that. Again, Johnny the Chooch, XL Hub, XLHub. .com and check it out. Sarah's website, with all the shows on and everything. So we talk about a little bit about the media. I mean, the media is a bunch of scumbags also, right? They're all just making money on, who's listening, sponsorship money, creating chaos. One side picks another side. It's absolutely ridiculous. I do have a couple notes here I put down here. Um, so the media, talk about media. There's never any answers. Nobody ever has an answer. It's always just a fight back and forth for whoever side they're cheerleading on. And so they come up with solutions. I don't know why nobody has a solution on what the problem is. What is the solution going to be? We're going to keep going back and forth and fighting back and forth. Then there's going to be a certain president. And he's going to change everything. Then they're going to change everything. They're going to back, and then the midterms come, and then they fight over the midterm stuff, and then whoever wins the midterms change. It's absolutely sickening, and the people like myself and you hardworking Americans in the middle class get caught in the middle. Once again, the only problem with that is we're going to our population is going to be smaller because a lot of people don't want to work. A lot of people want to be enabled, and they just want everything free. And our population is going to get smaller. So I don't know where are we going to go. Is going to be a quarter of the country is going to work and feed the rest of the country. That's not going to end good because eventually you're going to be overrun by the enablers and the delinquents and everybody like that. So we got a problem here. You might not think it's serious at this point, but it is. It is. The problem is we fought a war, speaking of 250 years ago, we fought a war against England, who, it was run by kings, king. And, they had to fight for their freedom here and to do what they want. Reality is only half the people in the colonies wanted to fight against England. The other half didn't. So it's really the same problem we're having today. I don't think once they did win and they did get it straightened out, I think America had a really good run. And most people came to their senses, including Democrats, Republicans, and they more or less on board with what they needed to do in the country. Somewhere in there, it went back to the colonial times, with the colonies split, and we're split. And the only problem is the king isn't on the other side of the pond anymore. The kings are here, right in America. The U.S. government right here is the kings, and they're right on the soil right here. And half the people that are on their side are here also. Okay. I don't think the colonists that were split were going to fight each other over it. Well, actually, they did. Some of the colonists took up with the British. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess they did. But we've come 250. We've come full circle. So the kings are here. They're using this continent as a plantation. They are stealing all your money through taxes. And we have a divided constituents in this country are divided and over how they want to live and how they want to be. So it is a revolution. There will be a revolution or a civil war. And the only way that this is going to change is the government doesn't exist. And it can happen in many empires and throughout history and countries and states. They've broken up and they've overthrown a government. This is too deep. The deep state, it's too deep. And on Trump's on his side, I know a lot of people don't like him, but on his side, he's not really doing a lot of things for the interior because he can't. I think this guy really realized that you're not going to beat this. You're not going to beat it. And he realized that he almost got killed a couple of times. He's got kids. I think he's fixed in investing in AI, in the markets. Obviously oil. I mean, and not much is going on in the interior country because you can't beat it because you can't get through Congress. You can't pass anything because the Republicans are on the Democrats and Democrats are against the Republicans. And you're not going to pass anything. They're probably not getting anything passed because they're not getting their checks like they were, all their kickback, their lobbyist money. Things aren't working their way, so nobody's voting anything. And so I guess the guy, you come to some point where you go, I'm just going to take what I can out of this. I'm going to get what I can out of this. Try to do the best I can and get what I can. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. A quick story. I was running for union rep for the Westfield Public Works in New Jersey. And a lot of problems. Same thing. I mean, everybody has the same problems, just on smaller scales, in unions and states and towns. It's the same problem. Nobody can come to a conclusion how to run anybody's life. Everybody has to. We're just human beings, and when somebody says up, somebody's got to say down. When somebody says yes, somebody's got to say no. We're just human beings. We're really stupid animals, low on the food chain. And so we can't get together. Everything's here right at your fingertips, and we fight over everything every single day, inside your families, your friends, at work, every day, every effing day, somebody's fighting over something. It's really not that hard, but it is hard. So, so I ran for union rep. I got like a third of the vote. I won. There was like 3 guys that were running. I just barely won. The union rep job. I won by like 2 votes, and 10 guys voted for the other guy. 10 guys voted for that. I think I got like 12 votes. So what I realized is, it was I did it for 1 week and I quit. I realized that I was there a long time, and I was really good with my boss. I was getting overtime, and but there were things that needed to be changed. And I felt, just like I'm doing this show on a smaller scale, I felt there are things that could have been changed. And I had the opportunity to try to change it. And I realized within 1 week that you can't change people's minds, man. You can't, even if you're trying to do the best you can and make their lives easier and make it fair, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. So, I had a third of the guys really on my side. And so I quit. I wasn't really having a problem. I was getting ready to retire. Things were good with me. I was really in it for trying to help the younger guys out and they didn't want to hear it. And, the place pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, fell apart. And a lot of things are unfair, and a lot of guys left, and it's a big revolving door. So there you go. So I was lucky enough to retire and move on. So this is where I think this guy is. I think he realized he just doesn't have the juice. People will not, make policies that'll make everything work. We have, for some reason, this generation of people and where we're at has to ruin things. They have to ruin things. A little bit's not enough. They want it all. Okay. They want to knock you down, hit you over there with a baseball bat. And as they're stepping over you, grab your wallet. That's where we're at, as far as this, and the American government is right there with them, and this to be changed. So if you can go to UU Americans, and if you think you agree with me that we should do something about it, I think breaking up into states will help better, because it's a smaller conglomerate of people, and people can move to these states with the same ideologies. And listen, there's no right or no wrong here. No right or wrong. I don't care how you think. I don't care what you think about it. I don't care I don't care what religion. I don't care. All I know is who I want to live with, and you'll figure out who you want to live with, and that'll be really easy. And we can definitely do it. It's called New York. There's a York. We call it the New York, like New York, New Mexico, the New York. So a couple other things. I took a couple other notes as I was, kind of went over that. I just wrote a new blog. It's called Greed is Good. Greed is Good. How much time do you have? Oh, we got a couple minutes. Got 10 minutes. I just wrote a new blog. It's Greed is Good. Greed is good. And greed is good. Take everything you can get. Pick everything you can get. I don't believe that God, if you're a Christian or God, you think that you're supposed to walk around and give people all your money. Nobody's doing that. Okay. The church isn't even doing it. That's the richest corporation on the face of the planet. They're keeping all their money. Okay. Stop getting bamboozled. Get your money however you can get it. Take care of your family, protect yourself, be with your friends and get around your friends. Make sure you have as much as you can. Okay. This world is about winners. It's about winners. I realize this is about winners. It's about people that make it and people that don't make it. And God likes that. God has had people fight over land, gold, women, boats, forever. This is definitely a game board for him, his friends, cronies, and everybody's got some skin in the game, and they're trying to win the treasure. It's like a game. Realize that people running this galaxy, this Earth, it's really them playing a Game of Thrones, a board game, and we're in it, and we're it. So, if he didn't want you fighting over things, and he didn't want you to have these really nice things, and he wants to see who the best is, who's the smartest, who's the strongest. That's what he wants to see. That's what he wants to see. He wants to see who's worthy. Okay. And whoever somewhere down the line said that you should be giving everything away, and when somebody comes in and murders your family, that you should just pray. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second, that that's what he wants. You need to be strong. You need to get as much as you can. And the only way to do this is having a lot of money and backing and friends and education. So go for it. Greed is good. Read my blog. It's on uuamericans.com. I think it's one of the newer ones. Read it. I enjoyed writing it. And it was really based on the movie Wall Street, and it's from 1987, from a character called Gordon Gekko. When Oliver Stone wrote a documentary movie sort of about Wall Street and how the scumbags steal money. It was pretty good. He pulled the covers, off of Wall Street. And Gordon Gekko was one of the main characters, and he one of his famous lines was "Greed is good. Greed is good." And he explained why greed is good, and I really believe him. I believe him all the way. That's the only way to survive. Humble life doesn't cut it anymore. Be strong, people. Be strong. God's not going to hurt you because you're strong. Everything. Let's see. All right. So real quick, the states. Okay. States. This is getting really confusing. It's getting ridiculous. This is why I talk about breaking up the states. We have this federal government. Okay. And then you have the states, each has their own government. And a lot of this stuff doesn't make sense, and I'm going to talk about, so the abortion was the big thing, right? Trump brings it all down into the states. Okay. It's all the states. We don't want to have anything to do with it. We don't want to pay for it. You do it. Okay. But now you have gun laws that are just states, but now he's trying to get a federal carry permit to carry guns from state to state, which I completely agree with. I completely agree with that. You should be able to defend yourself, your family, wherever you are in this country, federally. So, but you're mixing, apples and oranges. You're saying that with abortion, it goes to the states. Now you're trying to, do gun laws across, the country. So, are we a country, or are we a continent full of individual states? And it's a mess. It doesn't work anymore. It worked when there was 3 million people in America, and when they wrote the Constitution, not 365 million. So we got to figure it out. Are we government, federal government, are going to make laws and oversee laws? Death penalty. Death penalty shouldn't be chosen in one state and not in another. So you can go murder somebody in one state and go, oh, I'm not going to get anything out of this, so I'm going to drag whoever I am in that state and murder. In the next state I am. No. Pick, man. Pick. Is it a federal crime to murder somebody? If that, you get the death penalty, no matter where you did it. We don't want to hear your state population. Or you go, No, you leave it up to the states. If you're going to leave everything up to the states, then the federal government needs to disappear. Goodbye. Bye bye. Bye bye. You might have a board of people, a board, like a corporate board, of people, elected in states that sit on a board and, maybe talk about things, that'll be good or bad for the continent. But get rid of the government is a wasteland. So, but you're either going to be a federal government, you're going to run the continent, or you're going to leave it all to the states. This whole going back and forth thing is ridiculous. Too much red tape, too many things, too many things. They're going back and forth. You got, federal circuit judges telling the president he can't do something, right? I mean, we have, these guys, these people are making decisions for the whole country. That's a circuit judge in like a state in the corner of the country. Come on, guys. Ridiculous, man. The judicial system. We're going to talk about the judicial system in another time. What a wreck. What a bunch of scumbags. Okay, judicial system's a bunch of scumbags. So, a couple of quick things, and then I got to talk about something real quick. I have 4 minutes. Okay, I'm going to talk about that fast anyway. Let's talk about 4 minutes. So what I did is, as an alternative to the UU Americans and splitting up the countries into states, there's another alternative way. Okay. We have a two-party system in America, but it's a one-party system. Okay. It's the big scumbag party. Okay. And they help each other out, and everybody collects their paychecks, and they're playing a big joke, like a big effing joke, like nobody knows about it. So what you have to do in order to get rid of this government, there's another way to do it. Okay, I don't know which one would work faster. You need to start a party. You need to start a party based on, and I'll run it, right? I'll run it. The chooch will run it. Okay, I called it. If you go to my page, I have another Facebook page now. Yeah, another Facebook page. I called it the People's Party 250. The People's Party 250. That's on Facebook. And you can go there, and actually have an email that's called the People's Party 250 at yahoo.com. And go there and tell me if you want to get started, you want to start a party, because we need a party that will get so massive as far as the middle class, working people, good people, humble people, traditional people. You can do it. You can do it. We can set up a party, and you need to get everybody out of the government and replace them with this one party, because we already have one party. So we'll have one party. It'll be called the People's Party 250. Okay. From there, you can, get rid of the Constitution, change the Constitution. I mean, the rules have to change. The government is too big. There's too much red tape, and you can change it from there. You really can do that. You really need to show them that they need to go, and it needs to be another party has to be formed, and we can do it. This is the first time I'm mentioning it, so there's not a whole lot to talk about, and a whole lot of me breaking it down on how it actually would go yet. I figured on the last couple of minutes of this, I would just mention this. So Chooch came up with two solutions. One would be the Fifth Amendment, having the governors and a convention of states let countries break off from the union. We never wanted to be a union. The colonies never wanted to be a union. The Civil War came around. They never wanted to be a union. People don't give a shit about each other in different states on this continent. It's really not a union. It's not a village. Okay, what it is a money-making fraud machine. And, the president of the United States right now knows that, and he's in on it. Real quick. So I got 1 more minute left. The People's Party 250. Go to that page on Facebook. You can email me, the People's Party 250 at yahoo.com. thexlnetwork.com. Let me know what you think. Real quick, regulations. The president posted something saying, "Hey, why aren't the gas prices coming down? You know, all the oils here, all the oils there, all the oils. Yeah, oil everywhere, oil everywhere. Yeah, gas went up again. Iran, we know." So I said on 2, 3 shows ago, the Chooch was here. The Chooch was for you. I said he needs to regulate it. He needs to regulate because the scumbag oil companies making trillions of dollars right now aren't going to stop. Okay. And I don't think he really cares. He probably feels he's going to lose the midterms anyway. So, but he can't get these people. He got it's like a tumbleweed, as they say, tumbling down the hill, or a rolling stone. They just saw that money and they're gobbling up all the oil. This is a global gouging, and all the countries are in on it. And the way you can fix this is by regulating the gas. $2 a gallon till he gets out of his presidency. That's it. You want to sell oil or gas here? $2 a gallon till I end my presidency. There you go. I just fixed it. But he's not going to do it because his paycheck's nice and heavy, even though he doesn't need it. But people like that want more money on top of more money. Okay, so there you go. You have to regulate some things. Okay, and that's not socialism. It's called regulate. It's called being fair. All right. So that's that. The Chooch is out. We're a half an hour in. Go to the thexlhub.com to Sarah's website to watch all her shows. You can see the Chooch. You can go to @thexlnetwork, and it's on the bottom here scrolling, and that'll take you to some platforms, social platforms for her. You can go to my Facebook page, You Americans. Check out both that and the People's Party 2,000. I keep saying 2,000. 250. Go to that on Facebook, and you can email me at the People's Party 250@yahoo.com. And we're going to just do a couple more shows through the summer because it's summertime. So I hope everybody has a nice, safe summer. Check out the Chooch, and we'll see you next time.